Hey everyone, today's podcast is going to be really interesting and focused on women. We'll be discussing the pros and cons of marriage and whether women should pursue careers after getting married. What are your thoughts on this? Should women work after marriage? Share your opinions in the comments below. Looking forward to hearing from you.
Hey Lucy, I noticed that you haven't been attending coaching classes. I sent you a message last night, but I didn't get a reply. Is everything okay?
Hey Lucas, there's nothing to worry about. I was a little bit sick, which is why I couldn't reply to your message. But everything is fine now. Thanks for checking in.
Come on. I know you better than you know yourself. You are my best friend, and stop lying to me.
Hey, I just wanted to let you know that our final exams are coming up in a few months. I didn't want to share this earlier because I didn't want to add any unnecessary stress to your head.
What are you saying, Lucy? You know me, right? If my friend is facing any problems, I should be there to support and help if possible.
Fine. I thought that I would not tell you about the problem. The problem is my parents are forcing me to get married.
What? But you told me once that your parents are supporting your higher education, right?
Yes, they were supportive of my higher education, but things have changed. They have suddenly started pressuring me to get married, and it's really overwhelming.
I'm so sorry to hear that, Lucy. It must be incredibly stressful for you. Have you talked to them about how you feel?
I've tried, but they won't listen. They keep telling me that it's time for me to settle down, and that they have already found a potential partner for me.
That sounds really difficult. Have you thought about seeking help from a trusted family member or friend who might be able to talk to your parents on your behalf?
I haven't thought about that, but it's worth considering. I just feel so trapped and I don't know what to do.
I understand. It's important for you to know that you have options and support available to you. You shouldn't have to go through this alone. Can I talk to your parents?
Yes, you can. But I think they will not be open to hearing from someone outside the family.
It's important to consider seeking help from your relatives, especially if they are married and can potentially support your case for pursuing higher education with your parents.
Great idea. I'll do that for sure.
Hey Lucy, after marriage, do you think it's possible for a woman to continue her studies?
I believe this is an important question that can have different answers based on individual circumstances and cultural expectations. In many modern societies, women are encouraged to pursue their education and career goals even after marriage, and many successfully do so while balancing family responsibilities.
You are right. After marriage, whether a girl can continue her studies or not is a complex and personal decision that depends on various factors. It's important to recognize that every individual and every marriage is unique, so there is no one-size-fits-all answer to this question.
Ultimately, the decision for a married woman to continue her studies should be based on open communication and mutual understanding within the marriage.
What are the pros and cons of getting or being married?
The advantages of marriage include financial and legal benefits. The disadvantages of marriage include high divorce rates, marriage dissatisfaction, and financial strain that may occur from overspending or the high costs of raising children.
Getting married comes with several legal benefits. For instance, married couples have easier access to government benefits like Social Security and disability benefits.
Correct. Moreover, being married can provide better access to employment benefits, such as insurance coverage through a spouse's employer. Overall, these legal benefits can make a significant difference in the financial and practical aspects of a couple's life.
Married couples typically have more assets than divorced or unmarried individuals. Research shows that married Americans have over twice the average assets of divorced people and those who have never been married. Additionally, being married allows couples to be considered a single taxable unit, potentially resulting in lower taxes.
Another benefit is better physical and mental health. Spending the rest of your life with the one you love is also beneficial for your overall health.
But how can you explain a little bit?
Well, being in a loving and supportive relationship can reduce stress and anxiety, which in turn can have a positive impact on your physical and mental well-being. Research has shown that married individuals often have better overall health outcomes compared to those who are single. This could be due to the emotional support and companionship that comes with being in a committed relationship.
Wow, amazing. Now should I marry? Ha 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 ha.
Wedding planning. Aside from all of the legal and financial benefits, getting married is also a time to celebrate. If you've been planning the perfect wedding and party in your mind for the longest time, this is your opportunity to make your dreams come true. It's also a time to gather with friends and family and celebrate the beauty of your love with your future spouse.
Getting married can be a life-changing decision. Being married means having a constant source of support and companionship, whether it's during challenging times or moments of joy.
As you journey through marriage, you have the opportunity to continually learn and grow, not only in understanding your partner, but also in discovering new aspects of yourself. This mutual exploration and self-discovery can strengthen the bond between you and your partner, fostering a relationship built on shared experiences and personal development.
Research shows that married people live longer as they build resilience together. Being married brings the benefit of having a dedicated and caring partner by your side, especially during times of illness, injury, or accident. Your spouse becomes your primary source of support and care, providing comfort in a way that no one else can.
Now let's talk about the disadvantages of marriage.
In the United States, approximately 50% of marriages end in divorce. Several factors contribute to this high divorce rate. Demographic factors such as education and financial status play a significant role, along with stress and a fear of commitment even after marriage.
Let me tell you another of marriage. Getting married brings financial benefits, but it also comes with financial burdens. According to a 2005 survey, 28.4% of people cited financial problems as the reason for their divorce. This includes issues such as overspending by a partner, financial difficulties, responsibilities towards in-laws, and the costs of raising children.
Dealing with difficult in-laws can be a significant challenge for some couples. In some cases, one partner's family may disapprove of the marriage, leading to stress, feelings of isolation, and potential strain on family relationships.
For some people, there's a fear that once the initial honeymoon phase wears off, their relationship may not be as strong as it once was. Marital distress is a significant issue that leads many couples to divorce. This distress can result in breakdowns in communication, more frequent arguments, and even infidelity. Events that are more likely to cause marital distress include financial strain, major life changes, and unresolved conflicts.
Loss of individuality. This doesn't mean that you completely lose your sense of self once you get married. However, you will have another person to take care of, and this may cause you to unconsciously put your own wants and needs on the back burner. There are also some stereotypes and social expectations that come along with marriage, such as assigned gender roles within the household.
Planning a wedding can be exciting, but it can also be costly. In the United States, the average cost of a wedding in 2021 was about $22,500. This includes expenses for the venue, rings, photographer, videographer, catering, and flowers.
What do you think a girl should job after marriage?
Of course, they should continue if possible.
What if their husbands don't allow them to have a job?
It's not good at all. Many of these women have dreams of becoming a doctor or an engineer when they grow up. When their husbands restrict them from having a job, it really hurts them. Besides, what about their studies? What about all the hard work they've put into their education? It feels like all of that effort goes to waste.
Wow, that's a great point. I personally believe that if a woman works after getting married, she can contribute financially to her family and support her husband as well.
Well, Lucas, I could add more points about this. But our society sometimes doesn't understand the importance of a woman's financial independence and the positive impact it can have on the entire family.
Thanks for the great conversation with me.
Let's talk about verb tenses. Can you explain the past simple?
Sure. It's for actions completed in the past, like I ate lunch yesterday.
Good. And how about the present perfect?
It's for actions that started in the past but are relevant now, like I've eaten lunch already.
Right. So, why don't we use specific time expressions with the present perfect?
Because the focus is on the result, not the exact time, right?
Exactly. Could you give me another example of present perfect?
I've lived here for 3 years.
Perfect. And would you use the past simple or present perfect for that?
Past simple would be wrong. I lived here for 3 years sounds like it's finished.
Right. Now, let's try something tricky. How would you say it if you're still living here?
I've lived here for 3 years.
Exactly. Keep it up. So, let's focus on the details now. What's the difference between since and for?
Since is used for a specific starting point, like since 2010, and for is used for a period of time, like for 3 years.
Perfect. Now, tell me a sentence using both since and for.
I've lived here since 2018 and for 6 years.
Almost. Try using both in a different way.
I've lived here since 2018 for 6 years.
Nice. See how the order changes depending on the context.
Yes, that makes sense now.
Great. Now, let's move on. How would you say something happened before another event in the past?
We use the past perfect for that, like I had finished my homework before I went out.
Exactly. Can you give me another example?
She had already left when I arrived at the party.
Perfect. Now, what about negative forms? How do we make the past perfect negative?
It's hadn't plus the past participle, like I hadn't seen that movie before.
Exactly. Now, let's make it more complex. How would you combine the past perfect with the past simple in a longer sentence?
Like I had studied English before I moved to London.
That's great. You're connecting the two events well. What if the actions were happening at the same time? How would you express that?
We could use the past continuous, like I was studying when she called me.
Exactly. Now, let's add a bit more detail. What if it was a longer ongoing action?
I was studying for hours when she called me.
Excellent. Now, can you tell me when you'd use the present continuous?
We use it for actions happening right now or around the present time, like I am studying English.
Good. And would you use the present continuous for something happening at a specific time in the future?
Yes, like I am meeting my friends tomorrow.
Exactly. Now, can you compare the present continuous and the future simple? What's the difference?
The future simple is for predictions or spontaneous decisions, like I will go to the store, while the present continuous is for fixed plans, like I am going to the store later.
You've got it. Now, let's switch to modal verbs. Can you tell me the difference between can and could?
Can is for ability in the present, like I can swim, and could is for past ability, like I could swim when I was a child.
Perfect. How about can for permission?
It's used for asking or giving permission, like can I go to the bathroom?
Right. And how would you ask for permission more politely?
Could I go to the bathroom, please?
Exactly. Now, how about may and might? How do they differ?
May is more formal for permission, like may I leave early. And might is for uncertainty or possibility, like it might rain later.
Good distinction. Let's practice a bit more. How would you express obligation?
We can use must, like I must finish this report today.
Correct. But what about a suggestion or advice?
We could use should, like you should drink more water.
Excellent. Now, let's talk about would. How do we use it?
We use would for polite requests, like would you help me? Or for past habits, like when I was a child, I would visit my grandparents every summer.
Great examples. And what's the difference between will and would in terms of conditional sentences?
Will is used in the first conditional for real future possibilities, like if it rains, I will stay home, and would is for the second conditional for hypothetical situations, like if I were rich, I would travel the world.
Spot on. Now, can you explain the third conditional?
It's for hypothetical situations in the past, like if I had known, I would have helped you.
Exactly. You're doing great. Now, let's wrap up with a tricky one. The difference between since and for in the context of present perfect. Can you give me examples for both?
Sure, since is used with a specific starting point, like I've lived here since 2018, and for is used with a period of time, like I've lived here for 6 years.
Fantastic. You've really grasped the concepts well.
I see, so even small effort counts as long as I don't quit.